This is the only one I'll get right in the entire series. Part 19.
Hey, you did it! You did it!
You said part 20?
Wait, it's part 20?
Oh, there is no 20. Take off your...
There is no part 20. Take off your clothes.
Yeah, it's the final part. So, Ray, we are finally at the end game. Hooray.
The end of the end game.
The end of the end game, where Colin gets the good ending.
The good one.
Remind us, we were here before, but the floor wasn't shaking around like that.
Yeah, because it's opened a new path. This is creepy, to say the least. This entire place is made out of dead bodies
that have similar looking masks as yourself.
Yes, so the Pale King and that creature that I said was the knight's mother last time had like, I don't know, like 1 million babies to find and they had those babies, they laid the eggs into the void, and that's where all of the Hollow Knights came from.
And so were you the destined last one then?
So no, actually, the Hollow Knight was the destined last one.
You
funnily enough. No cause too great. That's I think if you dream know the king's dead body, that's what he says. No cause too great. Oh yeah, this is a flashback sequence, I think.
Oh. Okay. Don't mind to think. No will to break. Something epic is happening. I'm falling to my doom.
I am failing this parkour because I cannot see shit.
Yeah, this does seem a little too dark for its own good.
Also, have you noticed that some bodies are falling from the ceiling?
Oh yeah, that's a nice foreground element actually.
Those guys are all of the little Hollow Knights that are actually failing to make the climb.
Oh.
Or I'm not 100% if they're failing the climb, or if when they get to the top, the Pale King deems them a failure and throws them off.
Oh. It could work either way. Like, we don't really get a lot of explanation of what the Pale King is or how he acts. Yeah.
Oh shit! So that is actually us.
Is it?
I think it's a flashback. Yeah.
But the horns look completely different.
You are the vessel.
You are the Hollow Knight. So yeah, the two pieces of that King's Fragment turn into one, and then we have to take them here
to unite the darkness.
To unite the darkness. And that is how you get the good ending.
Well, yeah, so see all those dark things that were attacking us before?
Yep.
Now they kind of just chill out and go back to where they came from.
As you fucking kill one. Yeah, but alrighty.
So there's Hornet. When you actually get the King's Charm, she'll come here.
Ah. Will she then tell you that you need to do something else? Go back to the void or whatever?
No, actually, I think you have to get the Void Heart for her to come here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So she basically just told us that she can't go in there. It's not meant for her kind, and she would just die if she went in there.
Yeah.
Like she'd pass out really quickly and die. So she said she'll help us when she sees an opportunity. She'll help us when she can.
As in when the sequel gets released.
Which will be never.
Which will be never. There were no showings in the Summer Game Fest, so well, man, people are still hopeful. Yeah, rematch with the current Hollow Knight.
And I beat him so many times that it became incredibly easy to do it over and over.
Yeah, and also you have a lot more masks to help you out, and your nail is more powerful this time, so it doesn't take you long.
But you have to beat him every single time you want to challenge the Radiance.
Yeah. When I found that out, I got super caught off guard, and I was like, oh my god, no, don't tell me. Oh no, you do. Oh, it becomes annoying after a little while.
Boom, there's her intervention. Get good.
So when she does that, you actually have an opportunity to get a couple different endings there. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's your chance for the worst ending. Check this out. This is really cool. I love this right here. When I first seen it.
With the sun?
No, wait for it.
Oh, the Radiance is the sun.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
That's pretty sick.
The sun is the Radiance.
The sun is the evil.
Oh boy, I hope y'all are ready. Are you ready for a 5-phase boss fight?
Imagine it's like the modded version that's fucking impossible to beat.
Yeah, because for some reason the Hollow Knight community just loves like
challenge
GT or some shit.
Yeah,
so they made a harder version.
Yeah, there's a modded version of this fight that someone made that I think was literally made to be impossible, but some people actually did it. I think it's only been completed by like 2 people.
Holy shit.
I'm actually fairly certain this is the first attempt that you're showing, because I know in the winning attempts that I did, I got the Howling Wraiths and then Abyss Shriek upgrade.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
maybe
I'm pretty sure I left halfway through trying to beat this boss and went and got that last piece.
That makes sense.
I spent the entire game without it.
What does that thing do then?
It's the soul attack where the knight can attack upward, because we have a Desolate Dark, which is the slam attack, the other one, which is like a Kamehameha blast kind of thing. Oh my god, no way. No chance.
Wow.
Welcome to my special hell.
Oh, okay. So.
Yep, there it is. Yep.
Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah. You're not even locked into the final boss. So. Again, that's really
There's
good.
Howling
game
Wraiths. I pray that you got the Abyss upgrade. Did I leave a thing in the Abyss? Or at the top of the Abyss? Oh my god! Oh, I think you just edited it. I don't think I got.
What thing are you referring to? Maybe this is it?
No, the Dream Gate. I thought I left the Dream Gate down here. The Abyss Streak. If you use Howling Wraiths in this room with all the faces and mouths, it upgrades it.
Ah.
To that. Does so much more damage. I think I left the Dream Gate at the boss fight.
Back at it again at Krispy Kreme.
Fuck.
I completely forgot about that.
I love this depiction that the darkness is trying to pull the radiance in, which is like depicted as the sun. So it's like the darkness is trying to swallow the fucking sun.
Yeah.
Well, that's how the radiance depicts itself anyway, I think.
Well, that does seem to be a classic battle of light versus darkness.
Yeah, except the dark is being the good guy.
Yeah, I'll explain more later, but
Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna ask: is it a thing where both are equally as violent?
I'd say the void is more violent.
Hmm.
Jesus Christ.
The perfect run. You really put some effort into that one.
Okay, so this is your flawless run now.
You see me piecing up the Hollow Knight, like I've become a G at this fight.
Dude, that happens a lot. Like, there's always that one boss that just fucks you up. But because you have to fight him so often, if you don't give up and fight him like to the end, you become such a fucking G at killing them.
Right. It's very much so a trial and error situation here, where the more times you fail at it, the more times you'll recognize what will happen and be better prepared for it later, and then get killed by the third phase, and then you rinse and repeat until you'd actually beat the whole thing.
But I got this down to a science so that I was like, I would constantly be at one mask, like almost every time I challenged him, and then he would go down. So like, every time I get low HP, all of these choices are on purpose.
Yeah.
That's basically how I like to see it.
And also, well, it's not just this boss, but the boss fights in general, like whenever they do a phase transition, that's like an opportunity for yourself to either attack more because they're vulnerable, or heal yourself because you have enough time to actually sit down and do that.
Yeah, I love how the game actually gives you that choice and doesn't just force you into it. Like, you could be 8 brain and smack it again, but you know.
You could, but also give yourself a chance to heal, because healing is just holding the button, but it does take a while for it to actually fill up a mask.
And I actually have the speed healing charm on.
Ah.
So my healing goes significantly quicker, and I have the stalwart charm, which is essentially when you're healing, you get the shield, a little shell
is that
shield.
what that is? Okay.
Yeah, that's that blue shield. It can take 3 hits. That's pretty cool.
Well, are the equivalent of 3 masks, or just 3 hits in general?
3 hits in general.
Okay.
Phase 3 now? I think. Yeah. Where you now have to worry about bottomless pits. Hooray!
I'm pretty sure it's phase 4.
Oh, 4?
I'm not 100% on that though, because I know the next phase is the final phase to the fight.
Oh, okay. So it might be the 4th one then. Yeah, I don't exactly remember. I just know you do indeed have to fight that Hollow Knight every single time you die here. So
yeah. She becomes so easy at the end.
Right.
I loved it when she came down here because I could just smack her 1,000 times, and that's the fight. That's it.
Oh, so it's simple like that. Although you do have to make this climb now.
And all the rest of the Dark Souls are ascending. Love it.
So now, can you explain why you think the void is more violent?
Well, you're just gonna have to see. Honestly, you're gonna have to see why. You'll see why I think the void is more violent.
So I don't know if this just reminded me of Donkey Kong Country Returns, where you beat up the bosses right at the end.
and there's no sequel.
So the Void is both violent and also not violent, in the sense that it covered the entire Hollow Nest, but only killed the infection. At least that's how I like to think of it.
Oh no.
You did.
You join your fellow brethren?
Seems like it. It seems literally like once a Void fulfilled its purpose of just killing the Radiant, and like, yep, peace out, boys.
Huh.
That was the end.
So that was
Wow.
the good ending.
Yep.
So
if you don't mind, I would like to explain one thing. Essentially,
sure. Uh-huh.
So the Radiance is an infection. The Pale King is also an equal infection. So the Pale King would emit its own sort of infectious signal, and that's how it gathered all the bugs to form a kingdom. It gave them a mind. It gave them the ability to think. And then the Radiance came along, and that infection infected the bugs harder and infected them more, and it was winning against the Pale King. So that's why the Pale King took so much action to stop essentially the Radiance from snatching its kingdom. And he created the Void, or well, I don't know if he created it or found it, but he took the Void, put it into a bunch of his children, like 1 million of them. That's why you see all the dead bodies, because they're all failed. And use the Void to trap the Radiance in a vessel. So it's a person that's also Void, so it's got no will, no mind, nothing. And the Void didn't really get a choice, which is why I think the Void is more violent, but it's also the underdog of the story.
More violent.
The Void never actually got a choice. I mean, yeah, you saw it like fucking annihilated the Radiance with like spiked barb arms, like.
Yeah, but this is a.
Well, maybe when I was asking, maybe violence wasn't the right word. I was just asking like which is the bigger threat here.
Who's the lesser of two evils?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, I think the Pale King was probably the lesser of the two evils. I think the Pale King was just jealous that the Radiance was winning, because the Pale King actually gave the bugs a mind to think with. The bugs are mindless creatures wandering around before he came around.
That's why I was like, they're essentially one and the same, the two, the Void and the Radiance. They're essentially, I mean, like from what I'm hearing is that like both infections or just
okay, no, here's the thing.
Well, the Void and the Radiance and the Pale King were the infections. The Void was dragged into it by the Pale King.
Yeah, like the Void just, I think, is a neutral force in all of this. It just does not care.
Oh, okay.
It just wants to be itself.
Yeah, it just doing its own thing until the Pale King was like, I'm gonna use you to kill that other thing.
I'm pretty sure it was a substance, and then because the Pale King had so many kids and they died and went back to the Void, it became like sentient.
Oh, look at that time! Holy shit! I cut that out. Oh,
let's go. Was it 35 hours? Was that?
It's
correct?
22.
22. Damn.
Yeah.
Really, 22?
Well,
he's surprised that's not longer.
That's small. Wow. Okay.
I swore I sent you like 30 hours of footage.
Well, that's not what your final game time says. I don't know why, but whatever. Oh man.
Wink.
But just one last clarification before I get into my the Pale King and the Radiance were basically two. They're separate, yet they still had the same amount of threat to them, right? Or like they're both evil in their own ways. Yeah.
Yeah, the Pale King wanted to use the bugs for his own purposes. Like he was an infection, and so was the Radiance.
Yeah, because so they're two powers fighting over a
two
kingdom,
sides of the same home.
Yeah,
yeah.
Two powers, two higher powers fighting over a bunch of bugs.
Yeah, it's essentially that same that I this is weird to pull out of my pocket. The World of Light campaign from Smash Ultimate. It's essentially the same thing, right? Because the lightness is bad, and then the darkness is also bad, and then depending on how you go, you can fight both of them and defeat all neutrality. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you can sit dead center on the alignment chart.
Here's the thing, though, like, the Radiance was its own problem. The Pale King was its own problem, but the Void was just there.
Yeah,
the Void was just chilling.
I understand that now. Yeah.
Yeah. The Void is just its own neutral force, like neither good or evil. It's just how somebody uses it.
Right.
But
yeah.
So, what's your opinion?
This is a fan-fucking-tastic game, I have to say.
A castle.
I dig the kind of genre it is already, so I do indeed love my Metroidvania, so I'm already on that. But just like I really like how this game is it's on one hand user friendly and on another hand not, because it still has to apply that equal challenge to make sure that you're not overly powerful. But I really like the fact that you're not locked into basically anything. You can come back to it whenever you're not, or not come back to it at all, because you're basically free to explore whatever and whenever you want.
Yeah.
So you just are on a grand adventure, just seeking out how things are. That doesn't excuse the map for not showing you where you are on the map. That is an outdated game design that does not need to be there.
Dude, just so you know, no Dark Souls game has any form of map.
Well, well, I don't know the level design, but it's not good for Metroidvania.
No, that's fair.
It's Devil May Cry 2 shit.
Devil May Cry 2 shit.
But yeah, no, this is fantastic. And you also have so much things that you could build on your so many things to do, and just how you apply yourself to certain challenges, because this is definitely a type of game where you could challenge yourself to, by only having the default number of masks, or like not have any charms at all, or stuff like that. You can approach it however you want, and I think the freedom that this game has is the best aspect about it.
Fair. Looking at it from what I could see, I can definitely see why some people call this like a Souls-like. It has those aesthetics that you die, you lose your whatever currency you use to level up and shit to pay. And what's it called? Yeah, and again, the freedom to just make the game harder for yourself. There's a reason why there was like, hey, can you beat Dark Souls without dying?
0 deaths.
Yeah, 0 deaths. No fist. I mean, I'd be like, only fist. Yeah.
Right. Beat Donkey Kong with not Donkey Kong. Beat Dark Souls with the Donkey Kong bongos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That just came out of pocket for me. I had no idea where you were going with that.
Yeah, no, I was like...
Look, I could feel it coming. I was like, he's gonna say the Donkey Kong bongo.
Bongos, yeah.
Beat Dark Souls with the DDR fucking dance pad.
DDR pad, yeah.
Like
do dodge rolls IRL.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
Do a dodge roll on the DDR fucking...
Yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed Hollow Knight, and I mean, I never really had the chance to like fully play through the whole game and stuff like that. I just kind of knew little bits and pieces of it and stuff, but I can definitely see why it's gotten the praise it's gotten. I definitely see why it's such a really popular game.
Mm-hmm.
And the atmosphere is just like of just I mean just kind of I guess the idea of just being bugs in like this little kind of dark bleak world is just kind of really unique. I thought it was kind of cool. There's not really that many games that go for that like a style like that.
Mm-hmm. And it's all reservedness on the storytelling and all that.
It has that like. That kind of storytelling, kind of like what Dark Souls does. You have to kind of explore around and figure it out yourself.
Well, okay, with Dark Souls, not only do you have to explore around, you have to read the item descriptions.
That too, if you want to, invest in the lore that you're in.
Yeah. And you know what sucks? You know what sucks with Dark Souls
is you can, it's 3D, so it you can at least make a little more sense of where you're at. But in Hollow Knight, you look at the background, and you're like, did I already pass that rock? Where am I?
Yeah, the backgrounds are kind of hit and miss. Yeah, well, sometimes it's samey, sometimes it's... It actually can't make up its mind, actually. But, yeah, I figured another one, Carlos, about the bosses in particular. It's that same pattern recognition philosophy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm gonna say this. Somebody has died a lot to one boss in Dark Souls when they already know all their movesets.
Yeah, pretty much.
Somebody has struggled with the boss, and they're like, okay, you dodge this and you do that, and you see them do it like near flawlessly.
This game was great. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like playing single player games. And this was one of the few games where I really, really enjoyed playing through it. Like, I found myself getting frustrated half the time, but also I was like, man, I can't stop. This is great. It was incredibly immersive, and the story, the lore was meaty. I loved reading through everything the first time I played through it.
Dude, yeah.
Because I'm a big lore freak a lot of the times.
So if you ever play a Dark Souls game, you're like, okay, what does this item say? What does this item say?
I mean, I think it's cool when a game has like really interesting like deep lore and stuff. But like if it's, I usually don't really care that much about it. Like at least figuring out myself if it's something I have to like go out of my way to find, like in item descriptions or whatever, because like I'm not gonna be doing that, or I might not even remember to do that half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the music was really cool too. Like I loved going through every area, and like the final boss, I could actually feel it. I like feeling the emotions of story driven games, because like single player games, I think about the story all the time. I'm like, the gameplay's cool, but I'm here for the story. Okay, I'm here for that meaty story. And like the Hollow Knights, like the actual vessel that was there for who knows how long before the knight shows up, holding an infection.
They're on to me.
Shit, they're on to me.
Holding them hostage.
But he was there for so long, and then he cries out for help, and the knight just pulls up and just does all that shit in Hollow Nest just to the bad ending of the game where he kills the Hollow Knight and then zucks in the Radiance and then just takes his place and nothing really gets done. Like, there's so many different endings to the game. So I just found it to be really cool. The story was great. Like, I really can't poke any holes into the story.
Alrighty then. That was the Hollow Knight playthrough.
That was.
Alright. Let's say goodbye then. Goodbye, y'all.
Bye.
Goodbye forever. But until the next one. Sucks on 2026.
You're going to jail, Colin.
Fuck.